Hey gang, this is Mike Kelly, host of the Headley Group Real Estate Show. First, I want to thank you all for tuning in. This is a podcast for real estate professionals to pick up tips and insights to continue to increase business in their business and show other areas of real estate how you can make money and continue to grow your business. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gents, how we all doing? Hope we had a fabulous weekend. This is a Monday, November 1st, and we are highlighting a real estate professional. When I say wealth of experience, buckle your seatbelts up because she's about to lay it on us. Good friend of mine as well. Met in the conference probably about 10 years ago. And we've always exchanged great ideas. We've had attendance classes together, and she always gave me a great tip and a great jewel. First of all, we keep it real on our show. I got to get the paperwork out to read off all these accomplishments, but we're going to make it short because I got to have it in front of me so I can highlight all these great things she's done. First of all, she serves on the board of directors, California Association of Real Estate Professionals, where she just won the Lifetime Achievement Award. She's a realist. She won Realist of the Year in 1999. She's been in the game for 31 years. Let's give a warm welcome, CEO of Zoritha Thompson Real Estate, Inc., Zoritha Thompson. Zoritha, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Mike. I'm doing good. First of all, I want to show you something. So you see my props here?
I see
got
that.
A prop for you, and
Okay.
I got another one. It's showtime.
I like that. I like that. See that? The first time we had somebody on the show that'll give us some props. Awesome. So listen, we said every time me and Zoritha see each other, she said, "Listen, call me Z." So I'm gonna be calling her Z while we on the show. We going back and forth. She ready to drop these jewels on us. So Z, listen, I don't know where to start, but we're gonna start. And I will say, 31 years ago, what sparked you to say, I need to change something? I need to get in this game called real estate. What was that like?
Okay, well, first of all, I actually was recruited into real estate. I started off working at a grocery store, and there was a gentleman, an elderly gentleman that used to come in, and I befriended him. His wife had passed away. He was in his 80s. And he would always come in almost every day and buy a little something, and we'd talk. Little did I know he was one of the most successful brokers. He had sold his brokerage, but he was very, very successful. And he kept asking me, you need to get in real estate. Will you get your real estate license? And at that time, I was in my early 20s, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do real estate. And he just kept on pressuring me. So because I worked at the grocery store, that's when those scanners came out, when you were scanning the groceries. Okay. And of course, I'm very competitive, so I wanted to be the #1 checker. And what happened with that is I developed carpal tunnel by being the fastest checker.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so I had to have surgery, and the doctor told me that I would not be able to do that career for the rest of my life. So I said, you know what? While I was down, I went ahead and signed up for the test, and I passed. They came in and recruited me, and next thing I know, I have my real estate license.
So you recruited you got the license. And before we kind of dive in too deep, 31 years ago versus today, clearly totally different world. What was that first month like using the MLS? Was it a book or was it technology? What was it like?
See, now you're telling my age.
I mean, what?
I'm from the old school, okay? So we didn't have the computer MLS, the pictures and all that.
Yes.
We had a book that had no pictures in it.
Wow.
And it only came out once a week, every Wednesday. And so when the book came out, we'd fight over the book to find out the new listings. No pictures at all. We had to totally go by the description. So like I said, I'm old school. And then from there, we got, you know how you have the thermal paper that if you didn't make a copy of it, it would turn black? Got you,
exactly.
Okay, you know about that? Okay, so that's where I come from.
So now, that 31 years ago, no MLS, that first, I would say 6 months to a year, because we know if you don't really infuse your whole self into this business, you will possibly lose, right? You got to commit to it. That first 6 months to a year, what was that like? Or did you have a transaction then?
Oh yeah, I what happened was is that, and the reason why I quit the grocery store is because from year one, every year I doubled my income.
Wow.
It was, real estate was something that I loved because we were helping people. And so I got out there and I hustled. I hustled to the fullest, Mike.
On it. So let's dive into that a little bit, Z.
Okay.
You hustle, not getting into too much depth, because again, somebody newer or somebody seasoned or watching this and saying, well, like, what did she do different? I mean, so what was it? Now, definitely, like I said, different time. What was it that made you give it that extra and you done so well that first 6 months or a year?
I'll tell you what really helped me was I joined a bunch of organizations. I was a member of the Black Ski Club, any organization that I can join, the Urban League, the Chamber of Commerce, and I would go to all these networking events because remember, back in those days, we didn't have social media. So if you wanted to network, you had to get out there and actually meet people. And so I was very fortunate early on that I was able to join these organizations and able to network in person like that.
I love that. So if there was a word or two, right, that kept you motivated, because we know momentum always builds that success. What was it to say? Like, did you say I always got to remain hungry, or what was it to say I got to keep going and keep going? Was it the actual success? What was it?
I think it was just, you know, I'm a little competitive in nature, but not to a default, but I always wanted to improve myself. So I would learn things, I would do things. I mean, early on in my career also, there was a saying that I lived by, and I still do today. So there was a saying that I lived by, and I still live by it, and it's from Les Brown. And it says, act on your ideas or somebody else will. And so like you see my social media and stuff, but like from the beginning of my career, I had 27 city buses wrapped with my picture. Back then, you know, you had the phone
exactly. Okay.
I did that. I had one of those moving vans with my picture on there that said buy or sell a house, use this van to move for free. That type of thing. So just doing different things maybe that other people aren't doing and being creative. So now with my social media, I try to, like, you see my videos, fishing and, you know, just a little bit, but also you don't want to be too silly. You also want to be serious and let people know that you handle your business. So. Exactly.
So peel the onion back a little bit, because the graphic parts about the actual buses, about the actual use this truck for free. Do you think, considering with technology, is that still effective today?
I would just use technology. You know? I mean, that could help, but technology can take you so far right now. I mean, it really can, if you use it effectively. And I say my rule of thumb on social media, which is important, people need to know this, what I do is I do 1/3 business, because you don't always want to be selling people. People get tired of hearing that.
Correct.
1/3 informational. You come from an informational standard. You know, the process of buying a home, or this is what a home inspection is. Things that will get people interested in purchasing a home, but not a sales pitch. And then I use 1/3 personal. Not too personal, like my baby daddy did this, or I was turned up last night. We're not talking
Got you, exactly.
You know how some people are.
Exactly.
But we're talking about personal as far as letting people know your personality. So, you know, a lot of people think I'm very serious, and I am, but I like to have fun. Work hard, play hard is one of my mottos. So I kind of show that in my social media, and people get a glimpse of my personality.
Quick commercial break. If you're interested in a career in real estate, or you're a seasoned vet, and you might want to change, new environment, you don't like the atmosphere you're in, the Headley Group Realty could be there to assist you with your career. What do we offer? Great culture, great environment, leads, and an awesome commission structure. Let us be there to support your business. One thing, you got to be in the state of North Carolina. Let's get back to the show.
So now, perfect, great segue, social media. A lot of people struggle with it, Z, right? Older, younger, you know, they struggle with it. What made Z say, people understand the impact of it, but what made you say, you know something, I'm gonna just put that camera on. It ain't gotta be perfect, it ain't gotta be perfection. I'm gonna just go ahead and go. What was that? How'd you get there?
I'll tell you, that's such a great question, Mike, because a lot of people, they struggle with it. But what happened with me is I struggled with it at first because I'm like, okay, I got a pimple right here. My nose looks funny. My hair looks funny. But then I thought about it and I said, you know what? It's not about you. It's not about you. It's about the message. So if I have a message that is so dire for our community to build their wealth for generations, we have so many people that are first-time buyers and the first person in their family to purchase a home. That lays the foundation for future generations. That information is so important. So you have to take yourself out of it. It's not about you. It's about your message.
I like that because again, you know, I speak to, you know, like so many other brokers, as well as even within my company, and they just can't do it, right? And I think you hit it right on the head. They think so much about me versus it's about the community. And you also would say, I think it's more people who are clearly not perfect, but has them flaws versus not having flaws. And that is your audience, right? So I just want to piggyback off what you just said. Okay, real estate game. You got the license. Where did you joined the company? What made Z say, I got to do my own thing? I'm competitive. I'm a leader. I like to be in charge. What made you spark you to go down that road?
Well, I'll tell you, I have to give credit to my business partner.
Okay.
And she's the Zoritha Thompson Real Estate.
Okay.
And she's passed away.
Oh,
and I
okay.
want to talk about that later on. But she's the one that encouraged us because she owned the business. And she said, you know what, we can do this on our own. And she encouraged us. And the next thing I know, we started Zoritha Thompson Real Estate Incorporated. And I've kept the name because we're a corporation, but in Sacramento, the Gori name was really popular because she used to own a barbecue restaurant. So we just kept the name really in honor of her.
And how long have you been owning your own brokerage?
We just celebrated our 25th year anniversary.
25 years. Let's give a round of applause on that. People in the back, give her a round of applause. Because the reason why I got to give you a round of applause, Z, is you know one thing about just being in any business, particularly as we move into this market we're in, as we grow, sometimes we don't last, right? So I have to salute you. 25 years in the business and steady, staying strong. You do so many things, but one thing I really know you for is you are when I say heavyweight, a heavyweight in the real estate owned foreclosure business, right? She's a beast, y'all. So when was that spark of I gotta tap this market? I got traditional. I know you sell a little commercial. We'll tap on that, but I gotta dive into this REO game. When was that, and what made you want to go down the road?
Okay, that's a good question. So my partner and I, we worked at Century One together, and we teamed up on the REO piece.
Okay.
And we started really my second year in real estate. I started with REO, and it was because of a realtist that she told me and my partner that you're going to sell REOs with Freddie Mac. And my question was, what's an REO and who's Freddie Mac? I didn't even know what an REO was, but it was a realtist that encouraged us and got us right in with the contract. So we were very fortunate up front.
So as you said, 2 years, so I take it that's 29 years?
Yeah, 30.
Oh, 30.
I'm on 31 years, so 30 years ago, basically.
Okay, so 30 years in REO. So clearly, totally different market the way you see it now, right? You said no computer. How challenging was that with no computers? Like to really go out, like walk me through, just for a short period, walk me through, you got an assignment. What was that like? How did you communicate? What was that like?
Mike, you are dating me so much.
No, but this is good stuff though. People like to hear this good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, we did the BPO by hand.
What is a BPO?
A broker's price opinion. It's like a mini appraisal. So we would do the BPO by hand. I would go out and take the pictures, and you couldn't download them. I'd take the pictures. I'd go to Costco, turn them in, wait an hour, get the pictures, we would take 3 pictures and put them on an 8.5 by 14 piece of paper. So we take the pictures to paper, put the package all together, and FedEx it to the asset manager. But let me tell you something. Sometimes I would cry because I would take the pictures. One time I had to do it 3 times. I take it down to Costco, the pictures didn't come out right.
Oh man.
I go right back to the property, take the pictures again, take it back to Costco, didn't come out right. One time I was literally crying. I was in tears.
Wow. And that's one assignment.
That's one assignment.
So if you got hit with 5 or 6 assignments, your whole day is gone.
Oh, everything's gone. We would stay in the office, my partner and I, till 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes. Because with REO, everything is timed. So if you don't get it in, or you miss the FedEx or something like that, you won't get more properties. Let's put it that way if you get a bad grade. So
okay. So now we're gonna come up some. Because what I'm doing is I'm walking through the years, because you got too much meat here. You specialize in so many different areas of real estate. I don't want to say what it is. What do you specialize in? Is there one particular area or in real estate? Because I know you sell everything. And what is that?
Okay. Well, that's a great question, because one of the things I did want to bring out is don't pigeonhole yourself into one thing. The reason of that is, especially with, like, let's say REO, okay, it's cyclical. It goes up and down. You may have a client, like this happened to me. We had 2 big clients and I was getting a lot of properties from them. Well, when they downsized me out. And so I'm sitting there twiddling my thumb like, okay, what am I gonna do now? I did have retail going on, but not enough. Right. So now I have diversified myself into other areas of real estate. So I do probates, which is excellent. I do receivership properties. I'm going to be getting into bankruptcy properties, and also I just started a commercial division. So, and then we do retail also. So just kind of, diversifying yourself a little bit to be a little bit more flexible, especially when the downturn comes in real estate, because like I said, it's cyclical.
So wow, you I mean, so many segues I want to go with that. But before, all them different areas, I know you said you starting the commercial division. I happen to see this a couple of listens you've had. Tell us, and I know you probably got a million of them, but if you had to pick a deal from hell that you was like, but you brung it to the closing table, right? I know you got me a whole bunch of them because I got a lot, but just give me one good one that sticks out to say, we end up getting to the finish line. We'll run us through that real quick.
Okay, so I'll just say when I first started, I had a deal. I can't remember all the details, okay? But it was very, very tough. And the gentleman had to move. And you know how you got your moving times tight and everything?
Correct.
It was so bad that I had developed 2 bumps in the back of my head.
Wow. 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 Health issues.
I was so stressed out and worried about that I had 2 bumps in the back of my head. So I say that was one of the worst ones. And then I got one more.
Okay.
So with REO, there was a lady that had threatened to shoot the sheriffs when we did the eviction private part off, and they had to call the SWAT team in on her. So that was a news media type of, it went national on the news. So that was pretty hairy there for a minute.
Wow, I never heard that one, SWAT team. I've heard that it was situations where they was doing an eviction. I think the sheriff and the agent actually got hurt, but never the SWAT team.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thank you for watching our show. We're gonna interrupt you real quickly. We are in the business of referrals. If you know someone looking to buy or sell, residential or commercial, here in the North Carolina area, refer us. We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Zoritha Thompson Real Estate Service, Real Estate Inc. Brokerage you have, is it large brokerage, small brokerage? Do you prefer lots of people? Are you still bringing on talent? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, for me, it's a boutique. It's
okay.
Smaller company. We have 6 agents, and I like to keep it that way because for me, everyone's different. The way you want to run your brokerage, but for me, it's a quality of life for me. So when I keep it small, I have, less stress, less worry. The people that have been with me, they've been with me for a long time, so I don't have to worry. The reputations are good. You know, they're very experienced and knowledgeable, and I like it that way. And I'm a working broker also, so I know other brokerages, they make their money by attrition, people coming in and out, and stuff like that, but I don't operate like that. So it's peace of mind for me.
And so, and that you hit it right on the head. The peace of mind versus I got 200 agents. And now I got to deal with, it really takes away from what you're doing because you got to make sure that they're good. And also the liability of your company, right? Making sure they're not messing up. I know you are heavy in the community. Like I said, she is a part of so many different organizations, which was great advice for the newbies getting into the game, is that you want to get a part of as many organizations as you can to help grow your business. Now, how impactful has, if you look back and say, me joining organizations, this is the results of that. How impactful was that?
Oh, like I said earlier, it was so impactful just to join organizations. And I just want to say one thing. People join organizations and they have that what's in it for me attitude. You go to one meeting and you expect to get a whole bunch of clients. That's not how it works. When you join an organization, you get involved, you get on committees. People see how you work, they see how you hustle, they see what type of work you do on the committee, then they want to use your services. It's just not about you just walk in and, hey, if I don't get a referral, I don't want to be part of it. So what I do is when I join an organization, I get involved. I get on the board. I join a committee. I talk to people. Some people come into maybe a realtors meeting and they sit there like a bump on a log, never say nothing, don't talk to nobody, don't get involved. And then they want to say, oh, I didn't get nothing out of it. You didn't get anything out of it because you didn't put nothing in it. That's it.
Just to piggyback off of that is that I actually went to a business function. There was 6 people there, right? And it was like, wow, I know no one's really here. But one of the 6 was the main point of contact to open up the door of opportunity. So you like said, let's grab it, work with what we got and be more optimistic versus pessimistic. So I got you on that.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for bringing that out.
So Z, we are still, we're not going to say post, still pandemic, right? Not versus last year. That came into the business. How did your business respond to that?
I will tell you that the pandemic, it opened up some doors for me. And when I say that is that I had some downtime, but downtime didn't mean sitting on the couch watching TV shows. What it meant for me was getting and learning these different programs and stuff. And so it helped me so much and really opened up my eyes because I had time to I can do my own flyers now. Before I pay somebody to do all my flyers and my social media, little postings and stuff like that, I learned how to do that. I learned how to do little videos. So it helped me in that way. And it also helped me plan the things that I want to do. So like, for instance, I got my probate certification. I'm working on my bankruptcy certification. It opened the door for me to actually I did a year of real estate coaching through NCREA. And that was during the pandemic. So now I'm better equipped to do commercial. So you just have to use those times wisely.
So what would you say to which we all are different, from training to mentorship, just to having that constant opening of learning and educating yourself to become better, because it seemed like that's what happened to you. You could have said, I've been in this business 28, 30 years. I don't need to know nothing. I know what I'm doing, right? But you said, I need to reach back, kind of reinvent myself or add on to what I already have so I can become better. What do you say to people who says, I don't need that, as far as in terms of this education piece?
I'm going to say that they're going to be left behind. The reason is because technology is consistently moving. It's moving forward. And the people that don't embrace it, you're going to be left behind. So there are things I might learn now, but then I have to improve on them. So I keep on learning. I just say, just keep your mind open and you're never too old. You know, they call me an OG. Actually, I'm a double OG in my real estate, in the realtors, but you're never too old to learn.
Never too old for that. And that's why I had to ask you that question to get one. Like I said, you're experienced in the business, but because I've experienced that, we have transactions with agents, and it's like you're still talking about things 6 years ago. So that tells me you're not informed.
Right.
Grinding every day, making yourself better. What is Z doing now, right? I know you said the bankruptcy probate certification. What are you doing on a daily basis to always improve your business with small things? Like, what are you doing?
I would say, well, for one, what's important to me is that the way I operate is everything around me has to be clear. I can't have clutter, and that means your health. Like, I have to have a sound mind to do the things that I do. So I'm really got into health, exercising, keeping myself healthy. I think that's important. Also, cutting out negativity. I pretty much am a no-nonsense person. So I cut out a lot of negativity. And, sometimes it involves people People, if you have someone that's talking about somebody else or that, I cut them out. I don't get involved in any of that kind of stuff. So I think that helps me out a lot mentally, so that I can clear my mind to do the things that I need to do. And I'm not cluttered with all this stuff that people talk about nonsense to me.
I like that. And I will add that, I don't know if she want me to reveal this or not, but Z is a motorist with the motorbikes. She has, so I want to say that if you mind me, because I seen the post on it. You are a bike fanatic. What bikes are you riding now?
So I'm a Harley girl.
Harley, okay. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a biker broker, basically. And I ride two Harley Road Glide, which are the big touring bikes, and I have a Ultra Classic, a Harley Ultra Classic. So they're both big touring bikes.
Z, here's the question we want to ask. We ask all the guests because we covered so many different things. Like I said, I know you're real busy. Is there a question you wish I would ask you that you would like to answer?
Let's see. Well, you know what? Let's talk about the losses. We haven't talked about my losses.
There we go.
Because a lot of times people get stumbled or they get roadblocks. You're going to get roadblocks in your career. I'll say one of the biggest roadblocks I had was my business partner passed away. So, and we opened up in 1996, and the day we opened up, she got diagnosed with cancer. Now, she was we were like mother and daughter, okay? And at that time, she was the wisdom, and she did all the paperwork and everything, and I was like the youth. I would go out and do the running around and check the properties and stuff, so I never really did the paperwork. So at the time, we were so busy, and she was the broker of record. I took all the broker classes, but I didn't have my broker's license. And so one day she was in the hospital. This was 2 years later. She was in the hospital, and she called me on a Friday, and she said, Z, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna make it. And she says, I need you to get all the paperwork for the company together, and I need you to get your broker's license. And mind you, if you think about my frame of mind, when someone's sick, you're thinking positive. You're not thinking about, oh my goodness, what happens if this happens? That thought didn't occur in my head. So that just was like a blow to me. So I immediately went down and I signed up for the broker's exam. And she said, I'm holding on until you take this test. I took the test on a Wednesday. I found out I passed on Thursday, and she passed away on Friday.
Wow.
So, and I say all this to say that at that time, once she passed away, I was very depressed. For 6 months. Just imagine, I come to the office, I look at her desk, and I just start crying. I couldn't even work because I was just so depressed. I was angry because she passed away. At that time, I was kicking it. I was having fun. And now I had to grow up and be responsible and, do the work that she did. And it was my office, my agents at the time, and my sister, who's been with me for 25 years. She's my office manager. Okay. She kept it going, okay? But one day, it was in January, I woke up and I said, man, you know what? I thought about it deeply, and I said, she didn't do all this for nothing. she waited until I got my broker's license, and she didn't set me up like this for nothing.
Wow. Exactly.
And that's when I just woke up and I just got busy, you know. But I want to say that because at that time it was really bleak for me. My future, I thought, okay, I almost lost the company, but I was able to bounce back. And so there are things that are going to happen in your career, and you just got to get through it. You just got to get through it and keep on moving.
Wow. Like I said, I'm speechless, and I don't want to speak for you, but I see that was the why you got to where you're at now, because of that blessing that she blessed you with. Kudos to you. Kudos.
Exactly.
Z, we asked all our guests for 2 golden nuggets, right? You gave me about 45 of them. 2 golden nuggets, whether it's a quote, a scripture, a book, or anything that can keep people inspired, seasoned ones and the new ones. Go ahead and go.
I would say I pretty much, like I said, I live by 2 quotes. One is act on your ideas or somebody else will. That's by Les Brown. So in your mind, when you want to do stuff, my other quote is just do it. Just do it. Try it. If you fail, you fail. Okay. But at least you tried it. A lot of people they don't even try. They're like, I want to do this. And I'm like, I'm from the old school. Do it. You want to do it, do it.
Just like the night commercial, just do it.
Exactly.
You know, I call it Hollywood talk.
Yeah.
You talking. You see me 3 months from now. Hey, where you at? Oh, I'm still working on it. You wasn't doing nothing.
Exactly.
Let me tell you something, Z. It's been a definitely pleasure that you definitely took time to come on the Headley Group Real Estate Show. We definitely want to, like I said, give you your flowers now, and that was the whole purpose of me really doing the show, highlighting us, not when something happens, but while we're here now, so people know, like, hey, listen, we've been in the game a long time. We want to pass some insight on to somebody else. It's like Miss Agori did the same thing for you. So we want to thank CEO Ms. Zoritha Thompson with Zoritha Thompson Real Estate Inc. And we want to thank you for being on the Headley Group Real Estate Show, as always.
I thank you so much. I really enjoyed this, and I appreciate you not throwing no darts at me.
Number good vibes over here. Gotcha.
Thank you so much. I was looking forward to this, and I really appreciate you also.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Hey, gang, I hope you really enjoyed that show. Our guests provide us some great tips and insight, and please support them on all social media platforms. And while I'm saying that, support us on all social media platforms, and don't forget, watch the entire video on YouTube. We'll see you next time.